So what is policy as code and why is it important? Well, quite simply, policy as code allows you to apply policies, in other words, rules, before and or during automation without having to necessarily know about or write these rules into your automation. And why it's important is because it allows you to enforce standards and only do the sensible and right thing. So when we think about policy as code, it allows you to add those safety guardrails, allowing you to operate safely within certain bounds. And especially in a world where AI will become more and more ingrained, it's something that's going to be very critical to your business needs. So why are those guardrails so important in highly regulated environments, such as financial industry? Well, imagine you are, well, for example, imagine you're using AI and you're using AI to do lots of your automation. If you let AI do whatever it wants, right? How do you know what it's automating is actually what you need or what you want it to do? For example, let's say there was a situation where AI decides we need to spin up, 10,000 virtual machines, and it thinks that's a good idea. Well, you might think from a business aspect, maybe that's not a good idea. Why do we need to spin up 10,000 VMs? So, for example, putting guardrails on when there's a request that requires more resources than you allow initially, you might want to have some sort of checks and balances, making sure that what AI is trying to do is actually what you really want to do. So how would I work policy as code into my Ansible strategy? So one of the great things that we're going to be offering in the near future is that we're going to be offering the ability to write Ansible policy books that are going to be enabled with your Ansible playbooks and your job templates. So this is going to allow you a way where you can write Ansible policy books in YAML as you do today with playbooks and Ansible rulebooks and be able to integrate them so that you can set up those different guardrails that you need when applying your different policies and what's important to you. What should folks be thinking about with regards to policy as code so they can implement when they're ready? And I would say evaluate the policies that you want to apply policy as code first, and they can be easily automated. And what guardrails you want to have in place. Are there any specific geo regulations or even industry regulations that you want to tackle first, right? So this is where I would be looking at with regards to policy as code. We have a concept at Red Hat where it's like start small and think big. So that's the biggest advice I could give you. So how can viewers get started? We're actually planning on delivering policy as code as part of the feature within Ansible Automation Platform in the future. Obviously, when we're feature rich enough to go public, we're going to have a beta program that users can go in and access. But for now, we actually have a forums.ansible.com website that actually is going to be talking all things policy as code. So you can put in your different questions, things that you're interested in with regards to policy as code, and start engaging with us so that we can make the best policy as code feature for you all. I think my favorite thing that Ansible is capable of is its like flexibility. The fact that it's really easy to write YAML playbooks, right? So Ansible is based off of using the language YAML, so it's very easy to read. I don't have to be a programmer to do automation, and I love that aspect of it. And it gives you a lot of options in effectively, if you can think it, you can automate it, and that I love.